I know this is a very sensitive topic, but the purpose of this video is not to convince or pressure you. It is to lay down the facts so that you can make an informed decision for yourself and your family. Because the question isn't, are vaccines perfect? It is, what does science actually show when we compare the risk? As a doctor, I've seen how confusing vaccine information has become. One headline says one thing, social media says another, and fear spreads faster than facts. So today, we're going to strip this back to evidence using large studies, real world data, and decades of research, all explained in plain language. So we're going to be starting with the most basic question. What actually are we even vaccinating against? Before we go any further, it's important to be clear about what vaccines in the UK are designed to protect against. These diseases do not affect everyone the same way. Many people recover, but each carries a risk of serious complications, particularly in infants, pregnant women, and vulnerable individuals. Measles can lead to complications such as pneumonia, brain inflammation, and in rare cases, death. Mumps may cause meningitis, hearing loss, or fertility problems in the future. Rubella is usually mild but can cause severe birth defects if infections occurs during pregnancy. Polio may result in permanent paralysis in a small proportion of cases. Diphtheria can cause breathing problems and heart complications. Tetanus leads to painful muscle spasms and can interfere with breathing. Whooping cough, that pertussis, can cause severe coughing and breathing pauses, especially in young babies. Haemophilus influenza type B, HIB, can cause meningitis and bloodstream infections in severe cases. Hepatitis B can cause chronic liver diseases and increase the risk of liver cancer in the future. Pneumococcal disease can cause pneumonia, meningitis, or sepsis in severe cases. Meningococcal disease can progress rapidly to meningitis or sepsis and may be life-threatening. Human papillomavirus, HPV, is associated with cervical cancer, throat cancer, and other cancers later in life. The rotavirus can cause severe diarrhea and dehydration in infants. Influenza may lead to serious complications in older adults, pregnant women, and people with chronic conditions. COVID-19 can cause severe illness and long term complications, particularly in vulnerable groups of people. Many of these diseases are now uncommon, not because they are harmless, but because vaccination reduces the risk of these complications at a population level. A common question is, if these diseases are rare, why do we still need vaccines? The short answer is simple. They are rare because vaccines work. When vaccination rates drop, diseases tend to return. And we're already seeing measles outbreaks increase in the UK. In fact, the largest measles outbreak in the UK in decades occurred in 2024. This was when England saw 2,911 laboratory confirmed measles cases, the highest annual total recorded in more than a decade, likely linked to falling vaccination coverage in some communities. In 2025, a resurgence occurred as well, not as severe as that of 2024, but still higher than we would normally expect for a disease that is vaccine preventable. This does not mean measles affects everyone severely. Many people recover, but it does remind us that when vaccination rates fall, outbreaks become more likely, particularly among unvaccinated children. So let's address the core question directly. Do vaccines work? Yes. Large meta-analyses consistently show that vaccines significantly reduce severe illnesses, hospitalization, and death. They work by training your immune system like a rehearsal before the real threat arrives. Vaccines don't promise zero infection, but they dramatically reduce how sick you get. When people hear that vaccinated individuals can still get infected, it's easy to assume the vaccine did not work. But that's not how vaccines are designed to function. Vaccines don't act like a physical barrier that blocks a virus from entering the body. Instead, they prime the immune system, training immune cells to recognize the virus quickly, activate faster, and respond more effectively once exposure occurs. So, even if infection occurs, the immune system is already prepared, which is why illness is usually shorter, milder, and far less likely to lead to severe complications in vaccinated individuals. That's the key difference. Vaccines change the immune response, not the exposure itself. Now, let's talk honestly about side effects. Most vaccine side effects are mild and temporary, like sore arm, fatigue, low grade fever. These are signs your immune system is responding. Unfortunately, serious side effects like anaphylaxis can occur, but they are rare, and vaccines are among the most closely monitored medical products in the world. There is no credible evidence linking vaccines to autism, infertility, or DNA alteration. These claims have been studied repeatedly and they do not hold up. One of the most common concerns I hear is about long term effects, and that's a fair question. The reassuring part is that vaccines are not new. We have decades of data on measles, polio, tetanus vaccines with no evidence of long term harm. For COVID vaccines specifically, large population studies involving millions of people show lower overall mortality in vaccinated groups. On the other hand, the long term harms of these diseases, like brain damage, paralysis, organ failure, are well documented. Another long term concern some people bring up is long COVID syndrome, a condition where symptoms like fatigue, breathlessness, or brain fog persist for weeks or months after a COVID 19 infection. Research, including large studies and systematic reviews, show that people who are fully vaccinated have a lower risk of developing long COVID compared with those who are unvaccinated. One meta-analysis found that vaccinated individuals had about a 29% reduced risk of long COVID compared to unvaccinated people. That doesn't mean vaccines eliminate the possibility of long COVID. No vaccine provides 100% protection, but evidence suggests they reduce the risk and burden of long term COVID after infection. Vaccine hesitancy isn't about ignorance, it's about fear, trust, and uncertainty. Research shows people hesitate more when information feels conflicting or when they feel dismissed. That's why calm, transparent conversations matter. So here's the takeaway: vaccines are not perfect, but the evidence consistently shows they are far safer than the diseases they prevent, and their benefits overwhelmingly outweigh their risk. My goal today wasn't to tell you what to do, it was to give you the facts so you can decide with clarity, not fear. If this helped you, share with someone who is still unsure. Sometimes people don't need persuasion, they just need clear information. Thank you for watching.